Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a video on my thoughts on the film Captain Marvel. If I come across kind of like a bit nervous or a bit not 100% as it were on camera today, it's mainly because I'm a little bit nervous because at the corner of my eye I can kind of see the people next door from where I live doing like building work stuff on their roof, and yeah, as you can imagine when filming a video, it's not great to have someone potentially just staring at you thinking you're a weirdo. But what was I going to say? The thing is as well, the reason why I can see them is because obviously I've got the curtains back and that, but that's because that's how I light things, natural light, because let's face it, I don't have room in my bedroom for like fuck off blooming light equipment. That was a massive tangent. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I also haven't done a film review sort of thing for a while either, so you know, cut me some slack, I guess. Captain Marvel, I watched it twice. I watched it once on my own and then once with my mum. She really enjoyed it. On first viewing, I'll be honest, I thought it was quite a difficult watch because there's just so much going on and that. But then on a second watch, I liked it a lot more. Likewise with Ant-Man, I really didn't like Ant-Man that much. I thought it was just sort of maybe a 5 or a 6 sort of average film, but I watched it with my mum when we were on holiday and I really enjoyed it with her. So yeah, and that it just felt like more fun really when watching it with her. And I guess likewise with this film really, Captain Marvel, starring Brie Larson, who, I'll be honest, the only two things I've seen her in is this and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and in that she's kind of like this neurotic, she's Scott's girlfriend and she's kind of a bitch, you know, so she's quite emotionally distant, cold, neurotic, as I say, sort of character. She's basically, for lack of a better term, to compare it to Doctor Who, or her to Doctor Who, she's kind of got a very Peter Capaldi / 12th Doctor vibe about her, which is weird because the difference is I feel like she, as maybe even a person, never mind as an actress, just lacks that sort of twinkle in her eye though that's that Peter just brought to the 12th Doctor, you know. And I think for me yeah, I mean in this film she's obviously like an alien. I think she's not Kree, is she? No, they're the baddies. God, I've totally forgotten which species she is, but yeah, which is bad because on the plus side I do have quite a few of the Captain Marvel comics that have been recently been coming out, and that, so I did have that sort of, for lack of a better term, baggage / background in a positive way, because I also am aware of the sort of controversy and the backlash, massive backlash people had against Brie Larson and how she was acting out. And that big whole incident, or incidents maybe even, she has a tendency to put a foot in her mouth basically in interviews and award shows and stuff like that, and so the internet just goes totally, you know, latches onto that, you know, like it does. I'm not really going to go into the controversy because obviously it's not relevant to the film and that, and also I don't know much about it. I don't want to spread disinformation and or fake news, I guess. But yeah, onto the film. It is a Marvel film, and that through and through. It feels, someone made the valid point, it feels more like a phase 1 or 2 Marvel film. Whether or not that's a good thing or not is, I guess, subjective and up to you really. You know, because it is very much a standalone, sort of, for lack of a better term, fish out of water sort of story. It's like Wonder Woman, it's like the first Captain America film, it's like Iron Man, nowhere near as good as Iron Man, but it's like that, you know, focusing on this just one person who's out of their comfort zone, out of where they were from, and again, for lack of a better term, that fish out of water sort of thing. There was that massive controversy, I know, thing with the trailer, because leading up to the film's release back in like March or April 2019, leading up to the film releasing then, there was a trailer where we saw Captain Marvel kick the old lady on the subway, and people were like, oh my god, what the hell, oh my god, sort of thing. So, you know, that was interesting. Yeah, it's, yeah, the Kree kind of remind me of, or the Skrull. No, she's a Kree. The Skrull are the bad guys. The Skrull kind of remind me of the Zygons, you know, these shape-shifting sort of characters and that. But there is quite a few, there's a plot twist towards the end, and that's really cool. She's trying to get her memories back, but yeah, I think it could have been edited and done in a different way, and a clearer way, maybe. Maybe I'm just really stupid, I don't know. Or maybe general audiences got it, and as I say, I didn't, or vice versa. Maybe I got it, and you know, or you know, maybe general audiences did find it difficult. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty cool. The Air Force base stuff. Oddly enough, I don't think that's really been touched on in the comic series that I'm going through, but I get the feeling that it is probably a big part of her origins, or maybe one of her origins, maybe, because you got to take into consideration with quite a few comic book characters, especially in, like, say, DC, where they reboot the continuity every what feels like 2 years, pretty much. That it's that they basically have so many different stories to pull from, and that in general, and that obviously I get the feeling that they'd stick with one type of story strand and or take mainly from one story strand and comic book series as opposed to lots of different ones, but they could potentially do that as well. There's a really cool cat in this, so that gets a thumbs up from me. I also kind of saw the cat character and what it was, because again, I've seen some of the comics, or read some of the comics even. The visual effects are stunning, and that in this, to be expected. I like the fact that she don't go Super Saiyan until near the latter end of the film, spoiler alert, and that, because there's a nice sort of payoff and a build-up and a payoff to that, you know, it's not just wham bam and you're done sort of thing, like, you know, immediately and that. Likewise with a costume reveal, that's really cool, and the de-aging on Samuel Jackson is insane. It's absolutely breathtaking. He looks like he was straight out of Pulp Fiction. It's very, very distressing in how good it is, you know, like, they've literally just, like, taken Samuel Jackson from Pulp Fiction and he's in a film that came out, like, last year. Like, like, what? Action scenes, from what I remember, there's a range of quality, in my opinion, from what I remember. But to be fair, I watched so much Doctor Who that, let's face it, anything is better than Doctor Who fighting. What else? I really like the kid in this. There's a kid character, and she's actually really, really genuinely down to earth, funny even, and just awesome, kind of awesome character. Like, it's weird, it's like, they always say don't have kids or don't work with kids as an actor, and yeah, this kid seems really sort of, yeah, just sort of chill, you know, for lack of a better term. What else? Agent Coulson's in this, and I like his rapport with Nick Fury and how that sort of plays out and that. I'm not sure where this film is in the timeline of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It released before Avengers Infinity War, I want to say, but after something else. But obviously, even though that's the case, the actual in the context of the story, it's set like way before most of the MCU, I think, from what I remember. But I could be completely wrong. What else? I really can't think of what else. Although saying that, one thing I do hate about doing movie reviews and stuff and things even the Doctor Who reviews, is the fact that like I'll think about this a day or two later, and then, or not even that, like a couple hours from now, and then be like, oh shit, I should have mentioned X, Y, and Z and this thing and how that interlinks with that thing, but what are you gonna do, I guess. But yeah, I'd strongly recommend checking out Captain Marvel. I'll be honest, the one thing that really irks me, and it's not even about the film, is the fact that really the only reason why it got made is so that it would make sense and we'd know her as a character, Carol Danvers as a character, when she appears in Infinity War or Endgame or whichever one she appears in, because the thing is, obviously, if they hadn't done that, then we'd all be just like, wait, what? Who the hell is this new character? And some of the half an hour or two, well, not maybe an hour, but I don't know, however many scenes and or chunk of a film, massive film, would have to then be dedicated to having her be a fully fledged character. It wouldn't have felt earned. So I get why they did Captain Marvel, but what irks me is the fact that, you know, Scarlett Johansson has been in it, you know, way longer than Brie Larson and or Carol Danvers' character, yet Black Widow isn't getting a film until this year in May, which I cannot wait for. So yeah, that was my review, my thoughts on Carol Danvers, on Captain Marvel even. Thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.